Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War procast this side of East Yorkshire, and today we have a 1v1 on Fata Morgana. Over in the Tau corner we have got Mech Creed, and over in the Dark Eldar corner we've got Shed. Shed popping out double mandrakes as well as Fleet of Foot, Howl of Blood and double plasma generators, whereas the Tau player is going to go for double Pathfinders, plasma generator and a Tau barracks. Before this game gets underway, I've done some post-production doofery things with reshader or whatever. So if I show you some bits of the details, if I zoom into these Pathfinders a little bit, and I turn off my effects, you know, this is how the game looks like normally, and I press the all-important effects button, wow, look at that! A bit of graphical fidelity. I've made the darker bits darker, the brighter bits brighter, and some sharpening just to make these floor bits and the... Let's say, for example, look at this building, turn it off, all goes a little bit blurry, but throw that bad boy on, wow, look at that. Amazing stuff. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to get some recruits out, we're going to get some Tau commanders on the way. Mandrakes are going out, capturing their nearest and dearest. Fleet of Foot is almost being finished up. Warrior Squad also on the way. So Dark Eldar in this version of the game, much quicker than their vanilla counterparts due to their Fleet of Foot capabilities. Tau in this game, they require a lot more in the way of, how would I say, like combined arms fire, I would say, in my honest, humble opinion. Most of the Tau units can't move and shoot at the same time, so that makes them very particularly vulnerable to melee units, especially these mandrakes that'll be going around and seeing what mischief that they can cause. Dark Eldar as well, they can get their Archon from the Cabal Fortress, which means that they can free up their Hall of Blood for extra recruitment purposes, unlike many other races that have got to get their hero from their barracks. So yeah, very, very interesting and divergent factions compared to their vanilla counterparts. Anyway, we've got these Kroot boys, they're moving out, and they're going to be looking to see if they can maybe potentially deny this relic, or at least if that's the direction that they're going in. They will be supported by this Tau commander, and 1v1 pound for pound, I do believe that the Kroot squad will take on a Mandrake squad when they're in their unupgraded forms. We've got some warriors going around this side to capture that critical location. Archon over in the distance, going to be pestering maybe these boys at the relic. Kroot warriors managing to chase down, with the assistance of their Tau commander, taking down one Mandrake model. Also denying this relic, but are they denying it? Yep, they have denied that relic, so managing to do some decent stuff over there. Archon absolutely beelining it for the Tau base. Looks like I've got a bit of a base trade going on at the moment. He's going to go for a Elite Incubus, so that will definitely add to his power bashing capabilities. In the base, we do have Tau Commander trying to tie up these Mandrakes while the Kroots... oh no, never mind, they're not going to go for the plasma generator, they're just going to focus fire onto these Mandrakes. I think, oh, what are you doing, Kroot boys? There we go. One model goes down, and it does look like that other Mandrake will be saying goodnight, sweet prince, off into the distance. Got some Pathfinders firing away at these warrior squads. They have managed to take down one model. Warriors do capture that critical location, will turn their attention to these Pathfinders, managing to force them back, as these Pathfinders do not want to be engaged in close combat, only 2 to 5 damage, whereas the Warrior Squad do 13 to 16, so these guys aren't ideal in close combat, but then again, they're more ideal than a Pathfinder. We do have the Archon and his Elite Incubus taking down one plasma generator. Does look like they'll be in the way of taking down a second plasma generator as well. The Tau still in the base. Not entirely sure if they've managed to take down anything of note. Maybe possibly one. Yes, one plasma generator. They did have two, as far as I'm aware. Kroots are now going to be chased away by the shooty bits of this Tower of Loathing. Kroot over here, now engaged with these warriors. The warriors do seem to have taken down a whole squad of Pathfinders, and that is very unfortunate. A retreating Pathfinder from these Mandrakes over here have ran straight into the fire of these warriors. Although, mind you, will they be able to... No, never mind. He is taken down unceremoniously. His soul being cast into the burning abyss of Kamara. Or, I think... do Towers have souls? I'm not sure. Are they a bit like gingers? Who knows, really, in the grand scheme of things. These warriors being chased all the way back home by these Kroots. The Kroots do not mess around in close combat. They will take your lunch money. The Archon over here, still in the base, slapping away at this listing post. Listing post does have some shooting bits on, so will be slow but surely taking on this Archon. Tau Commander now also joining in the fray, will be chunking down. There we go, look at that, already down to half health very, very quickly. This tower commander is a beast at long range. Another Earthcast builder being replaced, I do believe. Ah, there we go. One over here. I do believe that one of them were killed at some point during that Archon mischief in the base. Mandrake's being chased away by these Kroots. Kroots, it does seem like the tower plate is going to go for a Kroot-focused build, which is very interesting. I mean, what can the Dark Eldar do? I mean, they can see if they can get some... I do believe that they get their Hellions from the Hall of Blood in this version of the game. So they can maybe get some Hellions out on the field, but then again, you don't want to mess around with the Kroots in close combat. These Kroots are going to decap this critical location over here, sacrificing a lot of their models and health to these Mandrakes in the process, and that's probably not going to help them in the long run. The DPS of the Dark Eldar are nothing to be sniffed at. They can absolutely rip their way through anything and everything, and these Mandrakes are also collecting the souls of these dudes, as is their want in this version of the game. Archon now running away. Tower Commander supporting his Kroot allies, or was, until he decided just to chill out over there. Warriors regaining their numbers. We have a sizable amount of slave chambers with some terrifying little smelly cages or whatever. We have an engagement going on over here. Kroots back and furious. Going to be seeing if they can take on these Mandrakes. More Kroots also coming in support. Let's get some cinematic stuff going on in there. Going to use their gun axes to clobber their way through their ranks. Although the Archon and the Dark Warriors are going to be coming in using their fleet of foot, going to be engaging as swift as you like. This is not a winning scenario for the Kroots. They will have to retreat somewhat. And it does look like they managed to get a squad wipe of Kroots there. Oops, dear oh dear. See, that's why I don't do many cinematic things mid-game. I don't quite know what the buttons are doing. The Archon does use his Crucible, Mallard, something or other. Does get a little bit of a health drain on these guys. And it does look like there's going to be a double Kroot squad wipe. Not quite there. These Kroots do manage to escape. One extra model in there. Archon going to give chase. Some stealth suits now out on the field. The Tau get their stealth suits from the Tau barracks. They're one of the few units in the game, I do believe, that are permanently infiltrated and can fire while being infiltrated. And they do a sizable amount of damage towards infantry in this version of the game as well. So these warriors are looking like they're going to be going the way of the dinosaur if they commit to capturing this critical location over here. Oh, they decide to run away, and will they manage to get out? They do lose one extra model, but they will manage to get out with their lives. Stealth suit team's not going to be able to chase after them, as like I said before, firing and moving is not a skill that many tower units have. You've got to plan those ambushes and use that high DPS to get what you want. Archon managing to fall prey of the snare trap left by the Tower Commander earlier on. Will move in. Has got his second elite Incubite. And Feral Leap has been researched on these Kroot Carnivores. Oh, we haven't looked at the economy for a while. 119 and 30 compared to the 125 and 50. So ever so slight blue money advantage to the Tau, but a significant green money advantage to Dark Eldar, and he is going to tech into a Dark Foundry. Not sure if he's gone for his tier 2 yet at the moment. We do know that Tau are going... Ah, there we go. Bloody hell. He's going for a Kion Command Post, as well as a Path of Enlightenment. And we do have some little Kroot Houndy Doggers in the mix as well. These guys are ideal against general infantry as well as monsters. But I'm not sure that the Dark Eldar have anything in the way of monsters at this present time. We do have a battered warrior squad, and a second warrior squad, and triple elite Incubite. Big engagement going on. Got a terrifying Scream Dark Eldar global reduced morale ability going on. Kroots are going to be making quick work of anything that they come in close contact with. Managing to keep their morale just narrowly by the looks of things. Tower Commander using his Flamer to burn this Archon to a crisp. Tau, though, do seem to be falling back as more warriors and some, what do you call them, those Mandrakes are moving in as well. Tower Commander very, very low on health at the moment, will need to fall back at some point. The warriors have gone for their blaster upgrades, allows them to penetrate the arm of heavy infantry, light vehicles and demons, which I do believe... Oh no, the Kroots are just high infantry. not demons or anything. Tower Commander now also getting his, what do we call them, his missile launcher upgrades. They're all got in the Carja headquarters rather than in this little panel there. He gets his commander, decoy drones, commander drone, gunships and all that. All the usual general Tau drone mischief. We do have some stealth suits moving in. Caught a little bit out of position, almost surrounded, but they are using their jetpacks to get out of dodge fairly quickly. Have gone for a fusion blaster and a stealth suit Chassevere. So ideal for penetrating any buildings and whatnot. Warrior squad having to move back away from these Kroots. Archon moving a little bit too far away from the main body of offense. Do have a Talon, sorry, moving into the base now. Although not again, it's not doing a great thing at the moment. It's quite slow in the movement, and with the fusion blasters of the stealth suits and the rocket launcher of the Tower Commander, it has already been brought down to more or less half health. Although these stealth suit teams will want to get out of there. A homunculus now out on the field will be able to spot them in their infiltrated nonsense. Do have a Crutox coming out. Anything else interesting? A second Crutox been built up in the base as well. It's very nice. You don't normally get to see a Kroot-based tower build in vanilla or in pro, to be honest. Crutox moving in to the base, going to be slapping around this Talos in close combat. Kroot in the middle of the warriors are going to be falling quite soon though. Second Talos out on the field. Tau looking like they're a bit outnumbered and outgunned. Tau Commander does fall to the Archon over yonder. And this Crutox over here, very, very out of position. Going to be quite alone in the grand scheme of things. Torture Slave chasing after... Oh no, he's not chasing after Crutox. He's repairing the Talos, but Crutox managing to punch him over the mountain as they come. Fire Warriors now online. Excellent stuff. The Kroot will be tying up the Warriors as they go, as well as these Crutox, whereas the Fire Warriors can just unleash plasma fire from a distance. And it does look like the Dark Eldar are in a bit of a bind at the moment. Archon doing his best to tie up these stealth suits, chasing after them, although losing his second Incubi. He's now all alone in this world. Torture ramp being placed by the, what do we call him, the homunculus. Where is he at the moment? He's just chilling out round here. Kroot not giving up. They are just constantly on the hunt for new and delicious, tasty meals. Crutox moving forward under the covering fire of the Fire Warriors. Second squad of Fire Warriors moving forward as well. What can the Eldar do in response to this? I mean, like I say, probably Hellions would probably be the ideal play at the moment. He's going to go for his tier 3. But yeah, some Hellions jumping around the back, avoiding these Kroot carnivores and the Crutox. Do manage to get a drain on this Crutox. Did push forward a little bit too far on his own. Tau Warriors are going to see if they can offer something in the way of firing support. They are moving a little bit too close to these slave chambers, though. They will lose quite a significant amount of morale when they are near this slave chamber with its smelly cages. Homunculus now out on the front lines. Going to be seeing if he can send these guys packing. Fleet of Foot being used to full effect here as they chase down and break the morale of these Fire Warriors. 102 and 71 to 92 and 48 in the old economy department. Homunculus having some pot shots at this Tower Commander has now returned to the battlefield. Snare trap going on that Archon, managing to take down one Incubi. Might even get the actual Archon himself, although he will seem to fall back. Do have some stealth suits now in the base, going Talos hunting. Tortured Slave doing its best to keep these boys alive. And morale damage has been done to these stealth suits by the slave chambers, although it won't seem to bother them all that much. There's some engagements going on over here. Kroot trying to capture this critical location will be caught out of position by these Warriors and Archon, although mind you, they were doing alright for a little while. Do have a Piranha Skimmer now out on the field as well, which is... I don't even know what that does. That's not even a unit in vanilla. That's a light vehicle, fast ranged attack, EMP grenades to stable enemy vehicles. Ah, okay, fair enough. Good against vehicles and buildings. So a nice harassment unit, especially when the base comes into question. Incubi squad now out on the field. Very, very decent melee unit. Will probably take on these Kroot warriors if they are on a similar level of upgrades. Elite Incubi with the Archon. Regular Incubi standing solo. Mind you, without enough fire support, I'm not sure they're going to be able to take on this mass of Tau that are now swarming their way into the eastern side of the Tau base. Archon being shot down. Very, very unfortunate. That is not what you want to open up the engagement with. Incubi squad kind of being stuck on something. They weren't able to move for whatever reason. Brana Skimmer now focusing on this raider. Do have some warriors now reinforcing the Dark Eldar position. Although with just a sheer amount of Kroots now moving around the side, going to be tying up these warriors. Raider jumping round the back. Brana Skimmer being slapped around by the Archon. Well, not the Archon, but the Elite Incubi, who are now getting a replacement Archon. Dark Foundry looking like it's going to be collapsing anytime soon. Talos over yonder looking ready to get back involved in the melee. But once again, these stealth suit teams being an absolute unit on the Talos hunting front. Warriors firing into the Kroot carnivores as best they can. They just don't seem to be dying. Absolute units. One and all. Raider firing away. Although it's got nothing in the way of buildings or vehicles to fire at. There is a Piranha Skimmer over here, which is a little bit out of range. Brutes seem to have been taken on. One narrowly avoiding a squad wipe. One having its morale broken. We have a Soul Cage now out on the field. And it all goes relatively quiet on this side of the map. Stealth suits over on the Dark Eldar side. Well, Dark Eldar side. We are not the whole side of the Dark Eldar side. The western side of the base. Almost taking down that Tower of Loathing, but not quite. Just a case of, can the Dark Eldar hold these Tau off? Do have a raider full of warriors at the moment. Now going to build a second Dark Foundry. Potentially, if we look at their economy. Oh dear, oh dear. Looks like they've been saving up some money. Possibly to get that Dice of Destruction. But maybe a little bit too much saved up, a little bit too late. Go for double Hellions. Might have been a better investment a little bit earlier on in the game when these Tau Warriors first got online. One squad is out. And it does look like it's going to be a good night from the Dark Eldar player. Second Cabal Fortress has been up for a little while now, allowing the Archon to get double upgrades, although now that he doesn't have his relic, if he wants new upgrades, won't be able to get them for a while. Fire Warriors and Kroot allies alike engaging these Hellions. The Hellions managing to take down one Krootox. Homunculi over here not having the best of times, bless him. He's a little bit alone. A nice oh, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful concave. Firing away at that Homunculi, taking him down to Pain Town. Another Hellion squad almost about to pop, but not quite. Very unfortunate. And the Dark Eldar, while they might have a sizable amount, might be able to potentially fight this back now that they've got the Hellions on board. They're just fallen too far behind. Too much economy damage. And yeah. So I quite like that. But yeah, I do quite like the effects that I've put on for this game. Let us know what you think. I'm going to try a couple of different effects for the next couple of games and see if that changes anything. And yeah, cool. Anyway, my name's been Mr. Landshark. Pleasure as always, never chore. I'll see you in a bit. Peace.